Hello everybody, this is Kairav Joshi from chessuniversity.com, and today we will be starting our free video course on 1d4 openings everybody should know. In this course, we will teach you the names, setups, and basic ideas for various 1d4 openings to give you the fundamental opening knowledge all chess players should have. You will also learn important patterns and principles that will help improve your opening play. In this first part of our video series, we will take a look at the Albin Countergambit. This is an opening named after Adolf Albin, who was a Romanian chess player from back in the day. And well, this is one opening named after him. So let's go ahead and take a look. This comes from d4, d5, pawn to c4, which is the queen's gambit. And when black plays the move e5, this starts this Albin counter gambit. So black is offering a gambit in response to the queen's gambit. Now what is the purpose of this move? The purpose is to deflect this d4 pawn to the e5 square and allow black to push this d5 pawn forward. Black gets a space advantage in the center. The d4 pawn is very dominant, controls some good squares, gives black extra space, and well, in the process, black manages to distract white a little bit, give him doubled pawns on the e file, and well, black is hoping to get some activity very quickly, especially with this d4 pawn helping him out. Now, the Albin counter gambit is not considered to be a very accurate way for black to play. Maybe for blitz games, maybe at the club level, it is acceptable. However, most strong players these days don't use this opening as black, and it's because black doesn't have enough compensation for the pawn he sacrificed. But with that said, white should know some basics and be prepared for such an opening if black does go for it. And so let me show you a sample continuation here for white after black plays d4. The best move here for white is knight to f3. This move protects our e4 pawn and also attacks black's d4 pawn. So now we have two attackers, the queen and the knight, and black only has one defender. So we just made a forcing move, threatening to win this pawn. And, well, okay, so black has to do something about it now. And the best way for black to respond is by playing the move knight to c6. This develops a piece, protects the d4 pawn, and also attacks our e5 pawn. After knight to c6, the main variation starts with pawn to g3. And the idea here is for white to just play the simple bishop g2 and get castled. Following opening principles, right? You want to develop your pieces and get castled. But let me show you why a move like e3 is not so common here. So let's go back. Instead of g3, what I want you to do for a moment is think about this move e3. You can go ahead and pause the video. Try to figure out why e3 is not the best move for white. Why is that move inaccurate? Okay, and hopefully you had a think, and let's go ahead and take a look. If e3 is played, black has a forcing move, bishop b4 check. And the natural way to respond to this is bishop d2. But if you play bishop d2 to protect your king from that check, black is not forced to trade bishops. Black can instead ignore the bishops and play d takes e3, taking the e3 pawn. And now white notices that there's a problem. See, normally when such a trade happens, d takes e, we can just capture with the bishop, right? And our pawn structure remains fine. There's no problem with that. However, in this position after e3, bishop b4 check, bishop d2, you block that check, but your bishop got pinned to the king. So your bishop no longer guards that e3 square, that e3 pawn. And so after d takes e3, you're forced to play f takes e3. And this does weaken your structure for sure. It's not the worst thing that can happen to white, but I think black seems to have some play now. He has something to show for that gambit earlier in the game, right? Maybe black is equal now. So it's not the right way for us to play. So we can't do that. And also we can't easily develop our knight to a normal square like c3 because of this d4 pawn that black has. So the natural way to continue is g3 to fianchetto the bishop and then get castled. So I would recommend that you play g3 if you run into this opening from the white side. After g3, bishop g4 is the most common move. There are also other moves like bishop to e6, I believe. And on bishop to e6, you can play the move knight beater d2 to develop a piece and guard your c pawn, and you may also just play b3 bishop b2 afterwards and even fianchetto that bishop. And it seems like white is still doing pretty good here. Black doesn't have much compensation to show for that one pawn he gambited. But okay, the most common move is bishop g4, after which we recommend bishop to g2, queen to d7, and castle. And black will also castle. So this gives you a general idea of what the Albin Countergambit looks like. Ultimately, okay, black does have an annoying d4 pawn here, and the pawn does have some strengths, but at the same time, black did lose a full pawn on the e-file earlier, and black doesn't seem to have enough compensation for that one pawn. So the Albin Countergambit is a creative, interesting way to play for black, but it is not an accurate way to play. And if your opponent plays it against you, we recommend that you play this variation after, and let me recap, after d4, d5, c4, e5 takes d4. We recommend that you play knight to f3, and then fianchetto your light squared bishop. It's simply g3, bishop g4, bishop g2, natural development, and as white, you remain up a pawn. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope that you're not familiar with this Albin Countergambit and you know the pros and cons of this opening, but know that ultimately black should not play it and that white has a nice healthy advantage. But before I let you go, I should ask you an important question. Are you ready to test yourself on this introductory opening material? Do you know the basics for both sides? Find out now by taking our free quiz on chessuniversity.com. Click on the button to the right of the chessboard below our logo, or click the link in the description below the video to take the quiz. And also, if you found this video useful, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our other courses and videos on chessuniversity.com as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you at chessuniversity.com very soon. Bye.